We made it to the end. Okay, I'm lying, I fell asleep twice. I think there's some people who are quite nocturnal. I'm not nocturnal. So if you live in America and you get this on, what do they do, like 7, 8 Central, Eastern time? I don't understand the time zones, I'm really sorry. We have to be up from 1 AM, actually no, 12 AM, including the pre-show, till 4 AM. And we've now got to do that in 2 weeks again. It's knackering. And then if we want to stay up for Raw the next night, we have to go through it all again. You cannot imagine how tired we get. It's what wrestling fans do. Wrestling fans are crazy and we will just go anywhere and do anything we have to. This is what we are. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, creepy friends. Welcome to Sam's and Bob's. I just woke up and it's time for the Elimination Chamber post-show. I'm joking, I'm all good. It was a good show, but we're going to start from the top and we're going to go straight into the pre-show where Booker T, you're in the firing line. Naomi is the best in the Divas division, you say. What's wrong with you? You didn't say that. Tell me you did not just say that. I have respect for you, man. All gone. Stardust versus Zack Ryder. It was a filler match. It's just a whet your appetite match. It was nothing wow. I don't think they know what to do with Stardust, and I think it's going to start annoying Cody Rhodes soon, I really do. Then we had Miz TV with Daniel Bryan. I forgot that Daniel Bryan was the Miz's protege from NXT. I really forgot that. I can't believe I forgot that. That was quite an interesting slant, because he's sitting there going, da-da-da-da. Oh, yeah. I can't not respect the Miz. And the reason is, when I came back into WWE in about 2008, I sat there and looked at the Miz and he was in those shorts with that bloody annoying hat and he would do this when he came out. And I sat there and went, love, you're not going to make it. You know, you're the Marty Jannetty of you and John Morrison. And then the guy went and proved me wrong. He's doing a great job with his gimmick because every time he talks I want to punch him in the face. So main card comes along, tag match, Elimination Chamber tag team match to start off. I'm glad they started with this because I had no idea how this was going to work. And they literally put both of them in pods. I'm not surprised that they didn't put Connor and Victor in a pod. I'm squashed! Con, you're too big, mate! Vic, I feel the same here, mate. They had obviously enlarged the size of the pods to fit people's... But I still don't understand why when it came to the Intercontinental match they stood up. I would just be sitting down conserving my energy. But then this comes from someone who has plantar fasciitis and can't stand up for long periods of time. So I would naturally just sit down. Starts in the way a normal match does. 2 teams start off. There's no tagging in and out. And then every 4 minutes another team comes in. Started with the Lucha Dragons and Ascension, followed by father and son, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, then his Los Matadores, then the Primetime Players, then New Day last. And all 3 of them were in this match, so they actually had the numbers game over everyone else. Bottom line, New Day retained the tag titles. I'm a bit disappointed the Ascension didn't win, but I don't think they've got the main crowd support yet, which is a little bit annoying to me because I love the pair of them. Kalisto tripped up the stairs on the way to the ring. That was the other thing I wanted to say. And also, King said JR in the middle of the match on commentary. Showing your age now, love. This match was more about the pandemonium of so many people being in the ring at once rather than wrestling quality. It's also more about big spots and danger spots rather than, you know, a wrestling match. And then these matches are quite like that anyway. You know, when you have a Hell in a Cell match, if you have a proper Hell in a Cell match and not the sort of one we're going to get later on in the year. I'm talking Mick Foley and Undertaker. I'm talking Mick Foley and Triple H. Generally, these matches are just about the danger. They're not about having a full-on wrestling match. It's about spots. And that's cool with me. You know, when I watch one of these matches, I watch it for the craze and the danger. I'm repeating myself. I think they used the cell relatively well as a weapon. I wonder if they could have had a few more backdrop falls on the metal outside the ring, because I like hearing that smack. I'm quite sadistic in that way. I feel like they could have used that maybe a little bit more, but overall it's quite good. It For a tag match, this lasted a good 35-40 minutes, which is more than we've seen for a long time. It's also quite refreshing to see that there's so many teams in the tag division, and I think we're finally, after a while, getting a decent tag division. It's something we've been missing for a long time. It's something we need, and I hope they go forward with pushing all the teams as much as they can, rather than just letting New Day keep it for 6 months and then giving it to someone else who keeps it for 6 months. I want to see it. I would also love to see Lucha Dragons do a TLC tag match, because Kalisto climbing the cage, badly at first I have to admit, and then dropping from the ceiling was pretty cool, and I can just see him doing some pretty cool spots if they were to do a TLC tag match like they did in 2000, 2001, and I'm just reliving the Attitude Era. Sorry. I have to pick on the Money in the Bank footage. They cleverly edited AJ Lee out of everything to do with that, because at that point in 2012 it was Dolph and Big E and AJ in that little stable. They edited her face out of everything. I'm just saying there, you know. Next up is the women's match. Does this face look impressed? Naomi nearly killed Paige. Did you see that? She dropped her on her neck. Nikki Bella botched. Naomi botched several things. Paige isn't innocent and all this, but I have to remind everyone that she's only about 22 years old. Give the woman a chance. She's also a proper wrestler. I got quite antsy about this because I posted a comment on the WWE's Facebook page, and people agreed with me, but other people did not agree with me and were like, Naomi's good. No, she's not. She nearly killed Paige. Are you not seeing this? How can you not see that they get it so right in NXT, yet they're pushing these crappy models? You know my problem with it, and I feel like I'm going to contradict myself. When Trish came in, she was a fan and she wanted to be there. When the likes of Nikki Bella and Naomi come in, they don't care. They know nothing about the industry. They don't respect the industry. They're just there to get this on the telly, okay? They don't care about the industry that we love. They're just there for the TV exposure, to push themselves. They don't care, and that frustrates me. I want to see the women that want to be there. Paige wants to be there. Paige has worked to be there. She deserves that spot. The other two don't. They're just botch fests who can't wrestle, and it's painful. And yeah, Paige isn't without her faults. I totally admit that. AJ Lee, not without her faults, but they were wrestlers who want to be there. And that's a huge difference to me. And I get really passionate talking about this, so I'm going to stop right now. Point was, Nikki Bella retained. I really don't care. It was a horrible match. It was full of botches, and I'm really peeved off with it. Then, of course, came Kevin Owens versus John Cena. And it was bloody amazing. Was it not? Did anybody not think it was amazing? Because if you did think it was amazing, you obviously weren't watching the same thing we were. I'm kind of in two minds about this, because I don't feel like I noticed Cena at all in this match. Now, that opinion doesn't come from me as someone who's got a high dislike for John Cena. It comes from the fact that the match was all steam. It was all about him. He was the forefront of this match, and I feel like Cena got lost in it. I mean, Cena didn't not have his moments, but everything done in that match was Owens, 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 and I wondered, to a point, I have to wonder if this shows the limited ability that Cena has in the ring, because I was sitting there at one point going, the 5 moves of doom are coming. To criticise in a small amount, it started off the way every Cena match starts, and that's that he gets beaten down and eventually he comes back and does the 5 moves of doom. We knew that was going to happen, but that was kind of my fault with it, if you like, because I've seen that done so much that it does get frustrating. Owens does a moonsault. What kind of guy do you know of Steen's size that does a moonsault, whether he missed it or not? He did a moonsault. It's just like the match was going, here's Steen, ha! It should be match of the year. It should totally be a match for candidate of the year come the Slammies in December. Whether it gets it or not is another matter. I'm just kind of gobsmacked, and we get a rematch for it in 2 weeks. What's the bet if Cena wins this one? Match of the night, and I feel sorry for Bo Dallas and Neville for trying to even come out and outdo that. They couldn't. I think they just come out and were like, we're screwed. Bless them. That was just a filler match. We've also, should be duly mentioned, that we have Owens and Cena rematch, but we've also in Money in the Bank, but we've also got 6 competitors named for the Money in the Bank match, which are Pac, Neville, Orton, Dolph, Reigns, Kofi and Gingy, aka Sheamus. Talking of Sheamus, IC title match was next up. Starts with Wade Barrett and Dolph Ziggler. Next in is R-Truth, followed by Henry after his pod is smashed open by Wade Barrett. This cuts out 4 minutes, so I do wonder if maybe Owens and Cena overran just a little bit. It was a fairly long match. Then Ryback and then Gingy last. And eventually Ryback wins. Was Henry the right choice for that, really? It was out because he's fractured his foot. We wonder if it's time for him to start wearing shoes. I hate feet. Please put your feet away. If in my world, feet would be illegal to be on show, sandals would be banned. We would all have to have our feet covered up every single day. No one likes feet, and I'm going to stop because I'm going on a feet rant. I hate feet, end of. I would actually believe that Sheamus's pod was stuck if that referee wasn't standing out there grinning and laughing like a Cheshire cat. It made it so false that I was just sat there going, really? Really? Future endeavoured, mate. Bye. I love those flying, twisted crossbody things that R-Truth does. He's there and he's just suddenly going, woo, in your face. I love that. There was probably more wrestling quality in this match as opposed to the tag match, but as mentioned, that's more about the pandemonium. But then they used the floor more. I think they used the cell a bit more as a weapon. On the whole, I liked it. It's still not going to compete with some of the early Elimination Chamber matches that I've seen. That took me 3 goes to get out. You have no idea. Ryback winning, maybe it's a good thing. I do have to sit here and wonder whether Rusev was scheduled to win but couldn't because obviously he broke his foot and whatnot. It makes me wonder what they're going to do, but it is his first big win, and at the end I'm sat there going, you two were both in the original Nexus, because Daniel Bryan handed over the title to Ryback and I was standing there going, not that long ago, you two came in and just wreaked hell on Raw. Last match was Ambrose versus Rollins. I nearly cried at 4 o'clock in the morning when they took that title away. I was not happy. This was a good match for the fans. The fans loved it. They loved it. Probably not as much as Cena and Owens, but they were really into it. They were really enjoying it. I think everyone was rooting for Dean Ambrose. When that referee come back down after Ambrose knocked out the other ref and counted 3, I was sat there going, it's happened! Yay! And then he got disqualified. But Dean Ambrose is keeping out the WWE title. So that's obviously going to play into the next couple of weeks. The fact that Ambrose isn't in the Money in the Bank ladder match makes me think that he's probably going to be in the WWE title match. And Brock Lesnar is scheduled to come back soon. So how's that going to play into everything? Because is Brock going to come back and be in the WWE title match? Because he does still have a rematch clause. Does he not? I believe so. I still want Dean Ambrose to win. You know what I want to happen? Brock Lesnar versus Kevin Owens. I want that. I don't want Rollins versus Brock Lesnar. I want Owens versus Brock Lesnar. Fight Owens, fight versus the UFC. Oh, ovary explosion. That was the card. It's not a bad show, but I just think that having a pay-per-view every 2 weeks for the last 6 weeks, eventually come 2 weeks' time, is knackering. I'm going to kind of be glad on June the 14th when I know that I can just go to bed and not have to be like, I've got to do this again in 2 weeks' time. I'm sorry, it's so tiring for us. It's so tiring for the British crowd. What did you think of the show? Do tell me. Tell us what you think down here. I will be back in 2 weeks for the Money in the Bank pre-show and post-show, where hopefully I'll be a little bit more with it and alive now. I think I just make too many notes on this during matches, and I think I need to start slimming it down a little bit. Sorry for the length of this and the rubbishness. See you all again in a couple of weeks for more of this craziness that we call WWE, but we miss the Attitude Era. Bye!